Our opening thought today comes from Diana Butler Bass from The Transformative Power of Giving Thanks. She writes, "Gratitude is, however, more than just an emotion. It is also a disposition that can be chosen and cultivated, an outlook toward life that manifests itself in actions. It is an ethic." Our next reading comes from Mary Oliver from Don't Hesitate. She writes, "If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate, give in to it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Joy is not made to be a crumb." Our next reading comes from the poet Joy Harjo. The title of the poem is Crazy Brave. Once I traveled far above the earth. This beloved planet we call home was covered with an elastic web of light. I watched in awe as it shimmered, stretched, dimmed, and shined, shaped by the collective effort of all life within it. Dissonance attracted more dissonance. Harmony attracted harmony. I saw revolutions, droughts, famines, and the births of new nations. The most humble kindnesses made the brightest lights. Nothing was wasted. It's difficult to feel a sense of gratitude in chaotic times like the ones we're living through, and yet still we are grateful for the persons and for the communities that are working to do good in the world. We're grateful for our families, for our loved ones. We're grateful for this community. And this discourse is reflecting on how we might be able to have that sense of gratitude and link it also to the work for justice that we're all involved in the world, and how we might hold a creative tension between gratitude and the work for justice as we cultivate beloved community together. In times like these, it's possible that one may even feel a sense of guilt for being grateful, for feeling gratitude. And this may be actually warranted if one's gratitude is leading to complacency about injustice. And there are some in our world today who feel a sense of gratitude for the things they have, and yet a sense of complacency about the injustice that's taking place in the world. And in that case, a feeling of guilt might be warranted, because healthy gratitude inspires the work for justice rather than hindering that work. Living out our gratitude through a commitment for justice contributes to the kind of just and beloved community that gives all of humanity more for which to be grateful. Injustice diminishes gratitude, while justice enhances it. And gratitude expressed through loving others enhances justice for all, and thus gratitude for all enhances justice and beloved community. This past week, we all celebrated, some people don't celebrate Thanksgiving for some good reasons, but many people in our country, in our community, celebrated Thanksgiving. And like many of you, I was reminded of many things for which I am thankful This Thanksgiving, perhaps more than others, I was first and foremost thankful that both of our daughters were able to be home with us for Thanksgiving this year. As many of you know, our younger daughter has been working on a cruise. Rough life, as she says. She said, "I can't believe they're paying me to do this." She's been dancing on this cruise. It's kind of been a semester at sea. She's been a performer on the ship for the past 7 months. So we just went through the longest stretch of not seeing both of our daughters at the same time. For us, 7 months was a long time. They're 22 and 23, almost 24, the 23-year-old would remind me us to say. And we were really beyond thankful to have both of them with us under the same roof again in our home, along with their significant others, I should add. And it was a really wonderful time, and I felt deep gratitude. I feel deep gratitude and thankfulness for that opportunity to be with them. And Sophia, our younger daughter, is going to be here for 2 more weeks before she goes to Dubai to catch her ship again, and she'll end up at the end of her journey in New Zealand and come back in February, and I'll be thankful when she's back fully from that cruise. But in the midst of the gratitude that I felt this weekend, I could not help but think of Ani Lucia Lopez Belozo and many others, but I really was thinking about her a lot this weekend. She's 19 years old. She is a student at Babson College. It was her first semester of college. It was a dream of hers to be able to go to college. And she had already passed through security at the Boston Logan International Airport on November 20th. And when she had passed through security, after she had passed through security, she was told that there was a problem with her boarding pass. And then she was detained by immigration officials. And within just 2 days, she was sent to Texas and then to Honduras, the country that she had left when she was 7 years old. She was deported in spite of a court order that she not be deported. But as we have seen, ICE has become a lawless, violent, and racist agency enabled by a lawless, violent, and racist administration that uses racial profiling on a routine basis, detaining non-citizens and citizens alike. Imagine the heartbreak of this young woman. Imagine the heartbreak of her family. This 19-year-old college freshman who came home to celebrate Thanksgiving and her first semester of college, and now she's in a country she hardly knows and that hardly knows her. She's one of thousands who have been separated from their families and communities over the past 10 months, and so many without due process, and many who were following the appropriate policies and procedures, who are being targeted because of their race and their cultural and religious backgrounds. Our gratitude that many of us felt this week about being with our families and being in our communities must be lived out in a commitment to justice for all those who are being detained, deported, and sometimes disappeared, without compassion, mercy, or due process. Our gratitude must give rise to the work of justice. There are so many other things that we are rightly grateful for that are coming under attack. I'm grateful for science and what it has done for our lives together and human community. I'm grateful for research and for the advances it's made for our life together and human community. But even science and research, and maybe even truth itself, is under ideological attack in many ways, but especially at our colleges and universities that are being literally extorted by the federal government in exchange for research dollars. I'm thankful for science and research, but that thankfulness must be borne out in a commitment to protecting it. I'm thankful for education in general. All of us should be thankful for education in general. It's one of those things that allows us to have an opportunity, somewhat of an equal opportunity, even though equal opportunity is not something we see in our culture and in our communities, but it gives us something of an equal opportunity if we all have access to good education. And we know those places in the world that do have access to good education are flourishing more than we are as a human community. But even education is under attack right now, especially by Christian nationalists and by the very agency, the Department of Education, that was meant to protect it. And that very agency is trying to dismantle itself right now. Our love for education, our thankfulness for education, our gratitude for education must be lived out through a commitment to protect it. The environment, for which we should all be thankful because it sustains us. We would not live without the environment. We are dependent upon the environment. Our health, our well-being is dependent on the environment, but it's under attack as well through deregulation and by the very agency that is meant to protect it, that was created to protect it. The Environmental Protection Agency is attacking the environment through deregulation and through not enforcing policies and laws that have been in place for decades to make sure that our environment is safe and sustainable. Healthcare. Very thankful for healthcare. But the affordability and access to healthcare are under attack, especially for the poor, especially for those who are living in rural areas. In the state of Oklahoma, where I'm from, we're looking at the possibility of a number of hospitals closing in the near future in rural areas because the funding is no longer there for them to survive. At the end of December, if nothing is done, we'll see insurance premiums for millions of persons increase unless we extend the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. Economic stability, something that when we experience it, we're thankful for, but economic stability is under attack by corruption. It's under attack by tariffs that seem to have no rhyme or reason. We must protect economic stability if we are grateful for it. We must protect economic stability to make sure that there's opportunity and justice for all. Diversity, equity, and inclusion under attack on all fronts, with harmful consequences for human flourishing, with the most vulnerable being harmed the most. In my area, in college and university education, in Oklahoma, every single state university had to close down its diversity, equity, inclusion programs and offices. There's only one university in the state left that has a DEI office, and that's Oklahoma City University for now. I have a dear friend who founded a foundation in Oklahoma called the Respect Diversity Foundation. He is the son of two persons who were survivors of the Holocaust. And in their honor, he created the Respect Diversity Foundation to educate as many people in the state of Oklahoma as possible about the importance of respecting diversity, respecting difference, and never letting what happened in Germany in World War II and in the surrounding countries around Germany ever happen again. The Respect Diversity Foundation has been speaking, it has a speakers bureau, and they have been speaking in public schools for decades to spread this message of respect for diversity. And now they have been told that they cannot speak in the schools as the Respect Diversity Foundation unless they take the word diversity out of their name. They voted not to do that. They found ways to have their speakers speak in the schools as individuals and not as representatives of the Respect Diversity Foundation. But that's how much diversity is under attack. You can't even have the name in your organization if you want to be able to speak in public schools. So what can be done when so many things we are grateful for are under imminent threat? Some might say we should fight like hell to resist all of these attacks on what is good and just and loving in our communities, and I can certainly understand that sentiment, but I prefer to say that we should fight like a beloved community. We should fight like a beloved community for justice for all. And may our gratitude strengthen our resolve for justice so that together we might create a present and a future that all persons can be grateful for. All persons can be grateful for. And all means all. We end our gathering with gratitude for camaraderie, shared wisdom, goodwill, and support that we extend to each other within this community. May we continue to bless each other with these gifts, and may we reflect those blessings back out into the world as we minister to those around us.